From the Daily Mail, Michael Cohen is torn to shreds, you say, by Trump's attorneys in blistering cross-examination over Stormy Daniels' hush money payments. So, man, there's so much to get through in this Trump trial. We already have 2 instances where Cohen is caught lying. The big story from that was yesterday, bleeding into today, is that Michael Cohen's own lawyer came out saying, this guy's lying under oath because I already went through these issues with him years ago, and I know none of this is true. Testified to the GOP or to the House Committee on Weaponization of Government. And then, before we even get into all of that, we have this moment from the court, which they're calling a TV drama, rare in real life aha moments, where Michael Cohen claimed that he was on the phone talking about this payment to Stormy Daniels. But as it turns out, they actually have proof he was talking about a prank caller. It was a short phone call. They have proof he was talking to this kid on the phone, and he's threatening him. And the kid's like, I'm only 14, man. And so then he tries lying in court. This is absolutely fascinating. The wild thing about it is you end up with even CNN here. We have this MAGA war room. Matt Walsh called me out for calling it MAGA. I say MAGA, I guess. CNN's Jake Tapper on President Trump's attorney Todd Blanche catching Michael Cohen in a lie today. This seems pretty bad. Let's play a quick clip from our good friends over at CNN.
Because he's so unbelievable and not to be believed.
Well, I think one of the things that they've accomplished today, Blanche is raising his voice now as he's asking Cohen to asking Cohen if the call records show a conversation with Schiller about the harassment, not with Trump about Daniels. So what they're doing here, Ellie, is they have, I guess, so the effectiveness will be up to the jury. But Todd Blanche has now made the point, not only has Michael Cohen lied before Congress, not only has he lied before various judges, not only has he lied in any number of places, he has lied before you today. Michael Cohen says part of it was the 14-year-old. This is about which of the call, what was the call about? Part of it was the 14-year-old, but I know Keith was with Mr. Trump at the time, and there was more potentially than this. But
yeah, busted.
Can't wait for that guy to moderate a debate. Isn't that great? It's going to be so exciting, actually.
Do you know the big challenge is with a story like this is that we are so deep and entrenched in they're lying about Trump now 9 years on, that I just assume everyone already knows it's all fake.
Yeah, I realized a few weeks ago I was doing a panel with pro and anti-Trump Republicans. I had just kind of taken for granted that we basically all, unless you're literally on CNN yourself, know this is all a ruse, this is all fake, this is basically just made up to try and wage lawfare against Trump to hurt his campaign. There are actually still Never Trump Republicans who are convinced like this is all real. He's an actual literal criminal. He's trying to overthrow democracy. And it was kind of a wake-up call for me, like, hang on, maybe I'm in a bubble, because there are people who still believe this BS.
I think it's crazy the fact that the media's attitude towards this is really what controls a lot of non-political's opinion. Yesterday, they were going after Todd Blanche for basically saying, like, he's not punching this guy hard enough. He doesn't have anything on Cohen. What is he doing? They were really critical of how he, handled the first day of cross. And then today we have this evidence, and it's like, hey, maybe this team has a plan. You're not going to be able to defend what you said yesterday to everyone who you said the defense has nothing, because it really does come down to tying Michael Cohen. All of these key witnesses they've had for weeks, they need Michael Cohen to tie all of this together, and he's not credible.
Mm-hmm. The craziest thing was when I heard on the news, they said Cohen is wrapping up the prosecution's case, and I was like, wait. They've not presented any evidence. The argument from many of these anti-Trump Republicans and Democrats was they're waiting to drop the bombshell evidence at the last minute. And then they were like, yeah, we had Cohen and he's caught lying and that's it. Thank you.
So this is a terrible way to close it out. Like, this is their star witness. Mm-hmm. This is like having Nickelback close out your music festival.
Hey, Nickelback's
it's huge. I'm trying to think of a better metaphor.
No, that was good. That was perfect.
Thank you, Lauren.
Controversial already tonight.
No, I reject that.
Lauren's Canadian, so she has the right to speak on Nickelback.
Nickelback had a song, I think 16 weeks at #1. And some leftists who were protesting in Chicago made a meme about Nickelback being bad. And then everyone just parroted it, but they're just some band. So I debate you, sir.
But are we
Next
using
week on the
popular
Culture
opinion
War
to determine good music, Tim?
I mean, we can. I think we'd be better off saying like having Cardi B or like WAP.
WAP, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
like,
that's another song that charted, I guess. So in terms of like, well, Nickelback had a song that charted. Cardi B is up there with her WAP also.
I would give anything to hear Nickelback's cover of WAP.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I thought we could AI that. Yeah. Anyway, back to your actual point.
I saw Jack Black singing "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time" on social media, and that was actually that was banging. That was a heater. So my point is that he's a liar. He's gone to prison for lying. He's been caught in demonstrable, empirical lies to Congress, to pretty much every single government agency. He's already written a letter and signed it saying that none of this happened, and his own lawyer is coming out against him. So the guy who was paid to defend him is coming out saying in Congress yesterday, this guy is a liar. And so the nature of liars is, of course, you have no idea when they're lying or what they're lying about. And so you shouldn't involve yourself with liars. If you have a girlfriend and she tells you that she's going to the grocery store and you found out that she didn't go to the grocery store and she lies to you and she can't tell you where she went, you got to dump that girlfriend. That's an unhealthy relationship. That is a toxic relationship. You cannot hang around liars. You should not be in the council of liars. And Michael Cohen is their star witness, and he is a dirty rat liar. And it's blown up. According to all the people who've come on our program, members of Congress, Trump's lawyers, Alina Habba, they're sitting there in the courthouse looking at the jury, and they're saying, these people aren't convinced. I don't care if they came from the Upper East Side. I don't care if they already had predetermined Trump biases, anti-Trump biases. They're not convinced. The jurors don't like this. And nobody wants if you have a shred of morality, you don't want to put an innocent man in prison. You don't want to be the person who voted to put an innocent man in jail or convict an innocent man. I think it's a bust. I think today was the bust.
I agree. But I would not discount when it comes to closing arguments, when the prosecution is looking at the jury and making their case, I wouldn't be surprised if they say things like, think about Donald Trump and everything you've heard about him and what he's done here in this courtroom, and take that into consideration when you are going to decide whether he should be free to continue all of the things you've heard he's done in the courtroom. You see my point. The prosecution is, I believe they're going to try and frame it as much as possible as, I know it's BS, but this is your chance to put him away. Just do it.
And regardless of whether the prosecution tries to do that, there is also the chance that the jury may just, look at Trump, not like him, and convict anyway, or be so filled with TDS that they haven't been paying attention this entire time. And we've seen with Derek Chauvin that the justice system isn't perfect. So I think there's definitely a chance that, regardless of whether this case makes any sense or not, Trump's reputation is going to precede him.
You just need one.
That's what people were saying the entire time about Bragg, why he brought the case. And previously people didn't bring the case, not because they didn't think they could prove a crime, but he is trying to bring in Stormy Daniels and not even list the crime that they're going after. And they're just trying to muddy up his reputation and have the most salacious testimony possible. And then, the star witnesses for this case, Stormy Daniels, and then Michael Cohen, a convicted perjurer, liar, and not even tell the jury what the crime they're going after, is basically just to damage his reputation even further. And what you're saying, to take everything that you know about Donald Trump into account when making your decision, regardless if there's the crime that they're trying to say that he committed, but haven't told the jury yet. They just want them to act on their, beliefs and everything that they think about Donald Trump.
Exactly.
Yeah. Did you see that Mitt Romney did this MSNBC interview and he was saying Biden should have pardoned Trump? Yeah. He should never have he should have done everything in his power to prevent this from getting prosecuted because ultimately it's not working out in their favor.
Mitt Romney wants so bad to be president. It's really sad. It's so sad.
Well, look, he could unify everybody.
I think that Mitt Romney, it worked the first time he tried to win.
I think the goal for Mitt Romney is to end up in an electoral college tie where neither Biden nor Trump wins, and they find a consensus candidate, and he becomes that candidate.
I think
that's actually the Eugene Carroll case when he was asked, "Are you going to vote for Trump?" And he's like, "Well, I could never vote for anyone who has been convicted in a case that implies sexual battery against a woman." And be like, "Sir, please see yourself out. Just head on out. You're going to retire."
Mitt Romney's always got an angle, man.
He's the Jeb meme.
I like the photo of him with Trump where it looks like Mitt Romney is crying.
Yeah, the dinner one. That's great. That's a great photo.
I used ChatGPT and it generated a series of projections, of which most of them said Trump wins either slightly or in like substantial ways, but one of them was a tie. So basically,
be a tie.
Basically, what I was doing was I was looking at 2020 polling data, taking the results of 2020, taking their polling data, plugging in 2024 polling data currently, and then adjusting the vote totals based on how the polling data is different. So like if Biden was up by 1 point in this state and Trump is up in 1 point this state, it basically inverts their like how their vote record would turn out based on party affiliation. And the first projection it gave me was 269 to 269, which actually some pundits have projected as a strong possibility. But the end result of that is a Trump-Harris administration, because the House chooses the president in that when it's a tie, and the Senate chooses the vice president. So they pick.
Oh my!
What a wacky sitcom.
What if hold on? What if it's a tie, and then the House chooses Trump, and then the Senate chooses Biden?
Oh my gosh!
Trump Biden. Are we still operating under the assumption that Biden is going to make it to November? How do we feel about that?
He's already 3 years past the average life expectancy for an American male. Not to mention he's got plates in his brain. He is there. I saw the best tweet ever. They said it was a tweet from CNN announces the debate June 27th, and they said we are about to see the Manhattan Project of psychoactive
Yes,
stimulants.
I did see this. Yes, that was a great one.
All of the methamphetamines just in his coffee.
Oh, it's something new. It's
It's
mega
top-tier stuff,
methamphetamine.
you know?
Yeah, top tier stuff.
He doesn't go to Delaware every weekend for nothing. That's all I'm saying.
Pupils are going to be black. It'll look like that video, the video that we always play.
He's gonna look like an anime.
Thanks for watching this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to check out the live show Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. on this channel. Subscribe, and we'll see you all there.